It just started today, so you didn't really miss anything.
Okay. New game coming out. It's called Frag Punk. Basically looks like a punk version of Valorant.
Ooh,
And they have a Ricochet AWP sniper
ooh,
that Shroud, I think, got a full wipe by not actually hitting anyone and just bouncing it off walls everywhere.
damn.
That's coming out. X Defiant Season 1 Ranked is out, and the only reason that's relevant is I'm playing it, and that's kind of fun.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Call of Duty, I think Champs is next month, I think.
Yeah.
What's up, Cole? What's up, Coleman? Um, Trying to think. I think that's all I had, though. And then Destiny Iron Banner.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, 2K League. 2K League.
Oh yeah, the 2K League biting the dust. Yeah.
Yeah, you called it.
Hate to see that, but at the same time, what are you gonna do? What are you
What
gonna
are
do?
you going to do?
As they say, what are you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
Let's see here. I'm just gonna tweet this out on the main page, on the main pagina, as you will, if you will.
Arf,
Yeah.
arf, arf, arf.
Okay. All right. I got a couple clips queued up. Let's get it poppin', as the kids say. Miller is in the building.
Heyo.
As you can see, he won't be getting any closer to the computer because I don't want you to get allergic.
Thank you. I've been taking my loratadine, though. I think I can handle it.
Love it.
Bring him on.
Love it. All right. On this episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, we're going to be talking about the Esports World Cup, which officially kicked off today. We are going to be also talking about the NBA 2K League, gone but not forgotten. It is off to dust. It came from dust. It came, and to dust it is returning. We're also going to be talking about some pretty incredible previews for College Football 25. We got the Dynasty deep dive today, and we are going to be deep diving into the deep dive so that you know what to expect. All that and more on yet another exhilarating, beautiful, pre-America birthday edition of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Let's go. Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. It's your boy, Papa Dom. We're back live, direct, and handsome, and it is America Birthday Eve. We are live on a Wednesday evening. America is probably going to do a little shot at midnight for its birthday. It's been a rough couple years. America's been on a crazy bender the last couple years. Sometimes she's wilding out a little bit, but we do our best to always want the best for her. And of course, we have one of America's favorite sons here with us today. If there was a such thing as a vibranium shield, you'd see him bouncing off the walls expeditiously before every episode of the podcast. The Pedro Sanchez of military-based softball, my future commissioner in College Football 25 Dynasty, just a great guy all around, and one of Uncle Sam's chosen ones, Tiggy Nation. How are you, sir?
I tell you, after an intro like that, I gotta stand up. We're standing the rest of the pod, and it feels good to be here. You know, like you said, America's been celebrating a couple weeks early, and we're popping off left and right. But that's just how we roll. England, I'm sorry. Have fun at work tomorrow, but we are off like we always wanted to be.
That's right.
And super excited to be here. Excited to crush it up, and we got another jam-packed week of video game news we get to talk about. So super happy to be here.
Absolutely. And I'm happy that you're here. And I'm happy to be here as well. I'm actually going to change the lights. Hold on, wait. Let me put like a red and a blue light on one side. I'm going to change the lights up a little bit. And apologies for my absence last week. Shout out to Dr. Bob, who jumped in literally at the last possible minute to sub in for me. Actually got into a car accident last week, which really sucked, and I am not going to go into details about it, but it was a freak accident. Shit happens. Everybody's okay. Everybody's healthy. Everything involved can be replaced, and that sucked. So, everybody's fine. We're good. Nothing a couple beers and some quality television didn't fix, but yeah, definitely was not doing so hot, and that was like an hour and a half before the podcast was supposed to happen. So Bob jumped in last minute. Bob actually had to go into surgery. It was a planned surgery, not like an emergency thing or whatever. We're all banged up. We're all banged up, dude. I was on the IR last minute last week. You know, Bob was doubtful coming into this week. You gotta hang in there, Tiggy. God forbid you twist an ankle or something. I mean, or get some shampoo in your eyes. We're dead. But no, Bob got some surgery on his like nasal canal or something like that to fix his nose, which just has not worked for the entire time that I've known Bob for like 10 years, and his nose has never worked. But now it does, and he's kind of on the mend. I think he's going to be back full time next week, so we're pumped for that, to get the full squad back together, get everybody at full strength. But let's omitting that part of my weekend, let's get into a little weekend recap.
Son, where'd you find this?
Tiggy, how was your weekend, man? What'd you get up to? How did it go? I saw you got a little golf in. What's been happening in Tiggy Land, USA?
Got a lot of golf, and we're still golfing. The heat is getting to me, I will say. If we're not booking tee times before 7 a.m., the last 5, I fizzle out like John Daly on Sunday afternoon. It's just not meant to be. So I'm playing a really good 14 holes. I'm keeping a lot of balls in play. But yeah, I've been golfing a lot. I've been getting out there. New workout regimen, so that's kind of kicking my ass right now. And then Saturday, I watched the most electrifying man in UFC, and I won some money.
Hell yeah!
Thankfully, to a co-host, maybe brother or something like that on Twitter, throwing out some sick plays of guys who I've never heard of. But absolutely, I'm going to have to send out a little tip or a Venmo or something like that, because I'm winning a lot of money off his picks. So whoever you are out there, and I think everyone knows who it is. Thank you.
Hey,
I would never.
He'll be pumped. Yeah. He'll be pumped about that. Yeah, I know he on like Friday, my brother put in this like a parlay that was supposed to be like it was like a 2-man thing. He hasn't been really. I think he's been still putting plays out there, but he hasn't actually been. He's been on like a little hiatus. He's just getting his ducks in a row and stuff like that. But he put in like this combination parlay with another creator that is out there, and he like one of the legs from the other guys lost, and he was like, dude, I knew I should have, like, all the other ones hit. And so he put in like the same one again, but like omitting that leg that lost, and then they all hit. So I was out of state this past weekend. Went away with some of my closest friends from high school and all their families and kids, which was crazy. Great weekend, crazy weekend. And yeah, I was like texting him. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna send you like $50. Throw this on that for me, because I can't put it in this state is not allowed yet. So. Yeah. But that's good. That's good. You've been gaming at all? What have you been playing? What's been happening?
So actually, the game I've been playing right now has been X Defiant.
Ooh.
Now we've talked about X Defiant many times on the podcast. It's made by Ubisoft. Is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
Yes.
Ubi? It's one of those two. I've played X Defiant a lot recently, and it's basically kind of an arcade FPS shooter similar to Call of Duty, and playing it reminds me of Call of Duty games maybe like 6-7 years ago. The gunplay is very good. It's keyboard and mouse and controller, So they're not going to discriminate what kind of player you are. There's people in the comments chirping, "Oh, you're on control. You got aim assist." Listen, just play the fucking game.
Just
no
play the
one
game.
cares.
Just play video games. Just play video games. You know the model.
But it's super cool. They have ranked mode already. Season 1 dropped, I think, yesterday. Ranked play out today. They have capture the flag, and I'm only going to queue up capture the flag if that's possible, because that's just a sick ultimate game mode, which
Love
should be
that.
a staple in every shooter. So yeah, that's super cool. And Patty Yakes, 2-time world champion in Call of Duty, is on the development side of it, working things out and bringing out all the best things from Call of Duty, implementing it in the game. It's a free-to-play game. Battle Pass enabled, MTX, yada, yada, yada. That's how they're going to make money. But yeah, it's a little promo for XDefiant,
right.
and I'll probably be playing
Worth
that
playing.
a little age tonight. I would definitely, if you miss how old Call of Duty is,
Yeah.
give this a try. It's free. Download it.
What do you
it's
have to
a good
lose?
time. Yep.
Some storage
Nothing.
space.
Storage space and a little bit of download time. That's it.
All right. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I completely forgot about XDefiant, and it's just my brain has just been perpetually like the game is probably still in beta. Like I'll play it when it fully releases, and I completely forgot that it fully launched. Granted, like I'm not the biggest COD guy, so like I wasn't like waiting with bated breath for XDefiant to come out. But now that I've been reminded of that, it's always good to play another shooter, especially a competitive one. So I'll definitely give that a download, and maybe I'll give that a rip tonight. We'll see what happens, and. I played a little bit of the beta, I think, or like maybe the like late alpha, like early beta, maybe. I don't know why I even got into it. I think they sent it out to a couple of like UB Plus members or whatever, and because I had Game Pass, I had that. So, but I played a few games and it was fun. I mean, it felt like a lot, very like stripped back, kind of cleaner experience, not just like a million different buttons all over the place. Which I really enjoyed. And Q, thank you for the bits and for the resub. As for me, like I said, getaway with some close friends, my wife, my son, and, my 5, let's see, I think it was 5 of my buddies from high school, their wives, and their kids. So we had literally I think we had 15 or so people total, counting children, maybe more than that. I think it might have even been, because we had 9 kids and 10 adults. Yeah, so 19 people in one house, dude. The Airbnb was crazy. Speakeasy, thank you for the sub. Just hit a lurk. Well, I love you anyway. Kisses on the forehead. Kiss on the forehead. Kiss on the forehead. Also, the hype train's going. The scam train's going. So everybody resub. Sub.
Get it.
But great weekend. We got the kids together. The weather actually was not great, but it was awesome seeing the kids interact. And one of my buddies came up from out of state. He grew up around here, but he moved out of state, and all of our kids had never met. So, or most of our kids had never met. I think only a couple of them had. So it was great to see them and get the next generation together. So that was awesome. Thank you, Tiggy, for the sub. On-screen celebration, 40 bits. I don't know what that means, but
That's
I don't
us.
know.
It's happening.
I don't know. Is it channel point? I don't even. Channel
Oh
points?
yeah, Marco. Hell yeah.
Oh
Marco.
yeah, dude! Wow, bringing one of the OG emotes back. That's amazing. That's incredible. Thank you. But yeah, dude. So playing a lot of Destiny. Iron Banner is back. I was 35 wins away from my first title. I am now less than 20 wins away from my first title. Actually, I think I'm 24 wins. I think I'm 24 wins away.
You've been grinding.
Dude, grinding. I have been, and last night sucked, dude. I was actually live last night. JB was in there. Shout out JB. Cole was in there. I was miserable last night. The last half hour of the stream, my face is just blank. Like I was literally dead inside. I think I was on a 5-game losing streak. I was about to put my foot through my monitor. And I was like, I just ended the stream abruptly. I streamed for 2 hours, went 5-4, I think, or 5-5, I think, at the end. Not great. Banged out a couple W's after that before I went to bed. Got my head right, and and then this morning got a little bit of downtime and played a little bit more and got some additional wins in. So the title is within striking distance. I just got to stay consistent. It's a lot of games. So I'd say I got like minimum 50 more games of Iron Banner ahead of me, which sounds like it makes me want to projectile vomit just thinking about. But we'll get there.
That's a lot.
Persistence. There is no pressure, no diamonds, right? That was RG3 says that, right? No pressure, no diamonds. Yep. Gotta, you can either pressure makes diamonds or it'll burst your pipes. I can't remember who said that either. Somebody said that on a show or a talk show or something like that.
I think it was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So,
Clay.
Speaking of pressure, let's talk about college football 25.
Here we go. Dun, 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 dun,
Dude,
dun, 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 dun.
I have never been so emotionally invested in a sports game in my life. Actually, wait. Let me double check my Twitch app real quick, and just see if I can resub too, because I don't know if I can or not, but I will to keep the scam train going. But I have never been this invested in a sports game in my life. We had a great deep dive today, which we can watch it live and kind of react to it live and maybe pause it, talk about it, stuff like that. But Tiggy, what are your thoughts on CFB25? How's it shaping up? What's the reception around the I know you and your friend group and your brother and stuff play a lot more sports games than me and my buddies do. So what's the noise out there? What are people saying?
So I mean, I'm here at ground zero here in terms of the sports game realm, and the loud and noise around this is eccentric. I mean, we don't have enough decibels to accurately measure how much good reception this is getting. Everyone's amped up. Everyone's excited, and people are excited.
Yeah.
Who haven't even played like NCAA football 14. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this is just such a monumental moment in gaming that the only way I think they could recreate this is if somehow they came out with MVP baseball or something.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know what I mean? But honestly, we have baseball games. We haven't had a college football game, and a lot of people like college football more than the actual NFL.
Yep.
And that's kind of tough to hear. People love college sports. People are crazy about their alma mater. You know, it's a little scary at times. But I'm super excited. I don't think I played an NCAA football game since like 06 or 07, honestly.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I just think it's so cool. I've never done the Dynasty mode, but after hosting, 2 or 3 fantasy football leagues, I want to host this. And I think we can get 20 people. I think we can have a certain set of rules. Has to be a head coach. There's so many parameters we can instill. No 4-star teams. It's got to be like 3 and below, or you know what I mean? And I think it's going to be awesome. I want to have a top 5 plays every week. It's going to be cool. We're going to be running like Sports Center. It's going to be a tale for the making. I don't even know if that sentence makes
we can even
sense.
do it on the show. We can even do go to the sports desk every week and be like, hey, what's the latest in the Dynasty League? I know obviously it's going to be more people who are not on the show, but we can we can make that into some content. Drive some viewership. I think that would be electric. I'll keep a suit jacket right nearby and
flip it on like Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah, 100%. I'll get like a goatee. I'll cut it into like a goatee like Stephen A. And we'll do it.
We'll do some hot takes. That'll be funny.
Yeah.
That'll be funny. But I mean, obviously, we're gonna watch the video. Super exciting. The recruiting aspect of it and the NIL deals, and you're able to like look at social media from recruits and stuff. Like it's kind of insane how real it is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so cool to see in a video game, especially of this magnitude. And there's a lot of naysayers in the comments.
Really?
Saying like, I can't believe all these grown men are so excited for a video game they haven't played in a decade, and they are going to be absolutely disappointed. And everyone's ragging on this guy, saying, sounds like his wife isn't letting him get the game.
Yeah, dude.
But I'm excited. I have the 19th fully booked off right now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Love it. Yeah, it's right around the corner too. It's right around the corner. Hold on, we're gonna pull up the video here. We're gonna watch the Dynasty deep dive for college football 25 together as a family. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and let's see if we can get this on the stream as well. Because we got a couple of clips to share, and we'll pause it or something like that and kind of break down kind of what we're looking at. But all right, here we go. College Football 25 Dynasty Deep Dive. Here we go.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here with EA Sports College Football 25, back for another deep dive. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty. Online Dynasty in College Football 25 can accommodate up to 32 teams.
Huge.
And you can play with friends for up to 30 seasons.
Dude, so even right there, 30 seasons, 32 teams. I don't know what Dynasty leagues used to be like, but I mean, obviously, online gaming was so different back then. Even like 11 years ago with NCAA 2014. Does that sound familiar? Like, was it always that big, or does this sound like just an insane size for a Dynasty league?
So, like I mentioned, I have not played an NCAA football game since like 7, 6, or 8 or something like that in that realm. And I don't even think online gaming was a thing, with the exception of SOCOM on the PS2. And you had to be hardwired in. You know what I mean? There was no Wi-Fi capability. So I don't know if this was a mode maybe taken from Madden that they added into the college football, and they added in the recruiting aspects and stuff of it, or maybe there was like a version of this, but which it was only like CPU.
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
The fact that you can have it with multiplayer, 32 people total, 30 seasons. I mean, what are you going to do? A season every 2 weeks? I mean, that's insane for 30
wild.
seasons.
That's wild. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Look at the new 12-team college football playoff, recruiting, the transfer portal, and a ton of customization options to make your program unique. College football has seen seismic changes over the past few years. And in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience this new landscape while building your program the way you want. The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoff, and you can play it first in the game.
It's gonna ruin friendships. That playoff bracket is gonna ruin friendships.
First coach to lead your school through the new 12.
You thought 12 teams was enough? No way.
College football playoff trophy.
Imagine you're like the one guy in like a 12-man dynasty that doesn't make their fucking playoffs.
Unlimited transfers, managing your dynasty roster has never been more important. Evaluate your needs and opportunities for talent upgrades at the start of each season. The best way to build a powerhouse is to recruit through the high school ranks. So let's fill up your recruiting board. Each year, over 3,500 high school recruits are generated from all over the country, with certain regions representing real-world hotspots for blue-chip talent, like South Florida and Metro Atlanta.
That's unbelievable. That is a sickening level of detail where they're just like, ooh, like this kid's from like, you know, Metro Atlanta or like from South Florida. Like they're from like a hardcore like college football community or high school football community, like, or like South Texas or something like that, where like you're in like a hotbed where you know that they take this stuff seriously, and maybe like their stats are higher, or like they have a higher, like this is like deep RPG mechanics plus like Pokemon breeding. You know what I mean? Like you're breeding. This is like your stat. Reg would know the name of this.
Like your IVs,
like the IVs, yeah. You're doing like IV and EV training for football players. That's that's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, this is unreal. And I know there was a note. It might be later on, or it was just a tweet. It was like Southern California quarterbacks are going to be who you want. Like South Florida receivers will be the deep threats. Like it was like, and then Northern Texas was where you're going to find like defensive players.
Corn-fed, you know, give me some nice corn-fed, you know, big boys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
So cool.
Absolutely.
Do research to find recruits that best fit your program and determine who you can realistically land. A recruit's interest in your school is decided by 14 different pitch grades like proximity to home, playing time, and brand exposure.
I love these stats here. So you got like program tradition and like conference prestige, campus lifestyle, like stuff like that. So if we're playing in a dynasty mode, and let's say you go, oh, like your program can't be above 2 or 3 stars or whatever it is. Everybody's picking like these backwater schools, and we may just make like a super conference of all these, like, and we'll get to that. the campus lifestyle and whatever. It's like, all right, well, you're in the middle of the bayou in Louisiana. There is really nothing around here, or like you're at UMass, and like UMass is literally 3 hours away from Boston. There is nothing to do out there. It's like, yeah, you can go throw up in your friend's dorm or whatever, but like that is so funny to me because it's like, all right, this recruit is going to see an F- in conference prestige and campus lifestyle if you play with like a low grade school, which is, again, incredible. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, I think that's why we got to keep a low tier schools, because let's say you pick a team like USC who has history, has a long tenure of winning and prestige, yet they haven't been good recently. In the recruiting aspect, who's not going to want to play in Southern California?
Right.
You kidding me?
Right.
I mean, so that's why we can't have teams like that, because after every couple of years, I mean, USC is going to be a powerhouse if you know how to you know, change this algorithm and get the best players, you know?
Yeah, it'd be more fun, especially like having that, like if you had to create a coach, and if we're making a custom conference, like unless we can all agree on one conference, which is also fine. But like it's more fun as like from like the player fantasy perspective, thinking like a coach and being like, what do I got to do to like instill pride into this program and like really bring them to the top? Like that rocks. Like that is so good.
So you'll need to discover how your program's pitch grades align with your recruits' desires, in addition to scouting for talent. Some players have a deal breaker requirement, and if your program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out. Deal breakers also drive a player's decision to enter the transfer portal. Monitor at-risk players and get one last chance to convince your favorites to stay. Track your recruits as they narrow down their top schools. Pitch a prospect to gain more interest, and then set up school visits when the timing is right. It's crucial to remain in their top 10, then 8, then 5, to finally be part of their top 3. As a recruit trims down to the top 8, you can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor.
You know what's also crazy about this is like if you're thinking about a dynasty mode that's shared between multiple players, imagine like me and you are trying to go for the same quarterback or something like that, and it's like, and you can see like Tiggy's progress bar for whatever school is like doot, like it's going up or whatever, like they're trying to pitch back and forth. I wonder how if they have like a real-time deadline where it's like real world hours, like, you know, 72 hours equates to, I don't know, 2 months of scouting and stuff like that. Like, I wonder how that works when you're trying to pitch against, because I'm assuming that everybody's got to pick from the same pool. So how does that even, how do you like, I don't know, sell against your league mates, which is like insane. Just crazy to me.
I'm gonna be breaking the midnight oil, staying up, you know, drawing up some spreadsheets and stuff. You're gonna be snoozing away. I'm gonna take them right under your nose.
Dude, I mean, if they come out with like an app for this, like it's, and you could see like the waiver wire or whatever on the app, it's game. I might lose my family.
Yeah,
I might just be like, it's like, honey, I got to take this. I got to make a call to this kid from Southern California who wants to come play for UMass. She's like, this is not real. This is not real.
You're gonna be blocking out on your Microsoft Outlook calendar. Be like, listen, I got a planned visit here. I'm seeing the quarterback and the receiver this weekend. Okay, both together. My phone's gonna be off.
I'm gonna get a separate phone. I'll have to get like a coach phone. You know what I mean? Like I gotta have like the, you know, or like you ever see, it's like a picture of like Adam Schefter and he's got like 4 different phones in his hand. That's gonna be me.
Yeah, that's you.
Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience, like pairing a quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time. It's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it opens in the offseason to round out your roster with talent you couldn't land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would with recruiting, but expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home.
I forgot to put it on the screen.
Conference realignment is a hot topic in college football. And with custom conferences in EA Sports College Football 25, Dynasty is yours to control. See what a 20-team super conference might look like, or revert to the traditional conference alignment. Shape the conference size and membership and set custom conference rules, set up divisions, and more. Once you've settled your conference options, it's time to select your team. Begin with a highly ranked team and dominate at the top with repeat recruiting and playoff success. Or build from the ground up with a smaller program and prove you have what it takes to go from an unknown to postseason favorite.
This is so good. The custom conferences is phenomenal. And I also saw on a screenshot, or I guess it's in here, but somebody pulled a couple screenshots from that section of it where if you change the conference, those patches change on their jerseys too.
Yeah, just such like an intricate detail that we're going to make sure we do everything right and have our bases covered.
It's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
We can't talk about your dynasty without talking about your starting job. Start as an offensive or defensive coordinator and climb the ranks to head coach, or take over a program as the head coach right away. Choose from one of the 3 base coaching types to start. Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you start with. From there, the abilities you acquire as you progress will determine what kind of coach you develop into. Unlock additional skill trees with better abilities. Or, if you build up multiple skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage a more diverse skill set. The coaching carousel is an important...
This is World of Warcraft for college football. This is what I'm looking at right now is I'm going to like icyveins.com and finding like the new PvP build for rogues and WoW. This is unbelievable. The football fan in me who does not know anything about college football is like, wow, this is kind of cool. The RPG nerd in my head is like, oh, I need this.
It's very cool. It's very exciting. I think just speaking just like locally for our league, I think we just strictly do head coach. I think we do strictly head coach, no coordinator aspect of it and stuff, even across the board, everyone coach. But it's so cool that it's like you could literally be a defensive coordinator and try to work your way to a head coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you want to play that role, that like literally role playing aspect of it and live it out, you can do that.
That's
so
true.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of starting as a head coach. I feel like just from the aspect of like getting to know the game and stuff like that, I mean, I think that's, or we say, hey, you know, everybody starts as an OC or DC and like, you know, but I like the idea of like just having that like head coach fantasy like right off the rip. And who knows? I mean, you could do 30 seasons. So, I mean, retire your coach and put a new one in there or something like that. I mean, you know, that's got to be an aspect of the game too. You know, Nick Saban finally retires and it's like, who's the heir apparent? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, all right.
Part of every coach's journey. Whether you're the head man at your dream school or working your way up, the carousel is your way of fielding offers from other programs. Head coaches in Dynasty can actively manage their coordinator positions. So if one of your staff takes a job elsewhere or you decide to cut ties for other reasons, you can use the carousel to replace them. Remember, even the greatest coaches need support, and every coach has a unique skill tree. It's important to think about how you want to build your staff, whether that's doubling down on your existing strengths to max out your benefits or seeking out balance for a well-rounded staff. Choose wisely. The decisions you make here will matter to your program's success and your coach's progression. The benefits of coach talents are stackable. So if your head coach and defensive coordinator have the same ability, the impact for that ability will be greater. Well, that's it for today's deep dive into Dynasty mode in EA Sports College Football 25. To make it game day every...
I mean, it's unbelievable. All in all,
so cool.
Tiggy, what are your thoughts? I mean, I know we've been waiting for this deep dive. What are your thoughts overall, like top to bottom? Like, I mean, could the hype be any higher? Like, I mean, I don't even know if that's even possible right now.
No, I mean, it's so exciting. It's a great time too because football is going to come out 2 months later, so it's dropping at the perfect time. The only thing I don't like is this dumb pre-order MVP bundle that we see on the screen to try and combine Madden 25 with, going to be the top selling game of the year, most likely. We saw Reg in the chat asked about Game Pass. This will not be on Game Pass. This is going to be probably keeping thousands and thousands of Microsoft jobs here with this one title.
Oh, yeah.
So super cool. I will say, I saw a lot of people mention this. We saw a lot of Michigan on the trailer.
Yeah, we did.
A lot of Michigan on the trailer. And we saw the bracket. We had Oregon beating Ohio State on a certain score. And there's been a lot of deep dives that one of the developers is a huge Michigan fan. And they are trying to embarrass Ohio State in all the promos for it. Which is kind of cool. But no, Dom, I mean, I'm just so excited. Like, this season just seems so cool. And just such like a unique, I say unique experience, because I don't think a lot of people have played college football. A lot of people have played sports games, but no one has played something with this much hype. I mean, it's been 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's going to be coming back to it. I know friends are going to come out of the woodwork that you haven't talked to in years and be like, hey, are you playing NCAA football? Like, we could play a game together and stuff like that. So it's so cool. It's so cool. And there's another downfall. Dynasty mode is the only mode that you can't do crossplay. So it's going to be a strictly Xbox League. Every other mode, like the Ultimate Team, the head-to-head, like you can crossplay, but no crossplay for Dynasty. So
weird. Okay.
Honestly, it's probably going to sell a lot more Xboxes too, because it's going to be the cheapest console you can buy. So no, a huge win for Microsoft, huge win for, EA Sports, and I tell you,
yeah,
I'm just so excited.
It's gonna be crazy, and I wonder if, like, because I feel like back in the day there was definitely at least one generation of NCAA and Madden where you could like import your player into the NFL. If you had both. And I wonder if they're going to try to do that. They're bundling the games together. I know that the games themselves will be different. Will we see like an import feature where it's like, all right, you do like your Road to Glory, right? Road to Glory is when you're the specific player. Like your Road to the Show type deal. And then like get into the show, like, you win a couple natties at the school, and then you like, oh, Madden 25 is out, like import your NCAA, or sorry, your CFB25 player into the NFL draft and see where they land. I can see that. I can see, dude, I'm telling you now, 4 seasons, let's say you start as a freshman, whatever, true freshman, you go through four seasons of ball. I can see this, I can see it now, like as clear as day. There's the very end, there's an NFL there's a phone call, you get an agent, you go, hey, like, we're going to enter the draft, blah, blah, blah. Paywall. Pre-order Madden 25 now and import your character into the NFL draft and live it out. Guaranteed.
That'd be really cool. I didn't think about that. But we did see on the screen that you can lose coaches going to the NFL. What if somehow you're so successful, your coach is then able to progress to the Madden League as a coach? You know what I mean? We're going to have 2 dynasty modes.
Asking the real questions. No, dude, I'm just saying. I mean, listen, you say, does Tiggy have what it takes to, will his skills translate, to the biggest stage in all of sports, What a story! That's
pretty interesting. I didn't think about that. We're kind of getting into like Game of Thrones Reddit theories where they're almost too good to be true.
Yeah. No, 100%. No, 100%.
But that'd be so cool. I mean, that's such a good theory. I never would have thought.
But imagine like they even have, I don't know, like they got like they have like specific dialogue that like Tony Romo is recording from Madden or whoever's, I don't know who does the commentary for Madden, but and it's like, oh, these 2 coaches played in the same conference in college, blah blah blah, like, and now they're facing off in the NFL. I don't know. Again, this is probably way too many. I can't even imagine the amount of lines of code it would take to get this type of stuff. But hey, other games do it. Like you get custom dialogue in Destiny some places when you import your Guardian, and you did stuff in Destiny 1. I think they did like 4 or 5 lines of dialogue with that, but still, I don't know. I mean, sky's the limit, but all in all, we're pumped.
Yeah. Let me ask you one question. For the Dynasty mode, you're picking a coach.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you, because I don't actually know the answer. I have a guess, but with the Dynasty mode, are you actually playing the game, or are you just calling plays and then it's a simulation?
Dude, that was my other question is I don't know. And like, I want to know how much of the actual football game you're actually playing. Like, are you just, are you simming?
Yeah.
Or are you actually like then playing the game and then responsible for the team winning or losing? Because it seems like there's a lot going on.
Yeah. It sounds like off the field is more work than the actual game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And like, the actual games might take, 25 minutes or whatever, but it seems like there's hours and hours and hours of customization, research, and stuff like that you can be doing. And it's tough to imagine that you have to do both. So
it's too much work for a fictitious Dynasty
that's
league.
what I'm saying. Like, it's a full-time job just like managing this shit. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm guessing we don't play. I'm guessing we just do all that and we're on the sidelines and we're picking the plays, but we're not actually playing it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Screaming at the players.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna have to have a box of clipboards ready to go.
just start cracking them left and right. Damn. All right. Well, speaking of things getting broken, the Esports World Cup is officially underway, and we have an incredible preview of the trophy system for the Esports World Cup that you and I were really sweating over, and we're gonna preview that one next because the Esports World Cup trophy is probably the craziest, or like the trophy system is probably the craziest system that I've seen in any sport. So we're going to put that on next here. Here we go. The Esports World Cup trophy system. Again, Esports World Cup's underway right now, and this is how the trophies work.
The Esports World Cup is a unique tournament and will have a very unique trophy system, consisting of keys, game trophies, the Club Championship trophy, and the totem. Introducing the key. This symbolizes a participant's right to compete in Riyadh. Each team or player will receive a personalized key consisting of the inner key and the outer frame. Winning a competition earns you a game trophy. A champion's key will be inserted inside. The frame will be placed into the totem. A physical block on display in Riyadh, serving as a progress bar of the Esports World Cup. The totem will remain in Riyadh as a chronicle of the Esports World Cup history. Those who get eliminated throughout the competition must give up their keys and see them crushed. Their broken keys will be tossed into the totem and encased in resin, symbolizing those that tried to win but fell short. However, as an additional privilege for winning, each game's champion gets to select 3 opponents' keys to be encased in the base of their trophy as an additional, more personal prize. Losers will go home with their keys replaced with a token that marks where they ended their journey. Witness history unfold at the Esports World Cup.
Dude. Your thoughts?
So, I mean, when I first saw this, I think there was a lot of skepticism around the Esports World Cup and stuff. Is it going to be a fire fest in a sense where they're throwing all this money and it's going to look, kind of like the Live Tour, like it's on YouTube, 2,000 people watching, no one really cares. You know what I mean? And it's just a big money grab. The fact that they're putting this much effort into just the trophies and the process of when you lose, you have to give up your keys to your opponent, and they get to put a couple in their trophy as remembrance. They get to crush them and throw them in this totem and stuff like that, like for even more, I want to say humiliation, but honestly, honestly, you're kind of honoring those that you beat to get there. You know what I mean? And that everyone plays a part, and sometimes you got to step on a few people to get to the tippy top. And I'm gonna be honest, it's fucking so cool.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I mean, it's so sick, and it's like I wish this was in every esports. You know what I mean? It's like giving up your pink slip when losing to Dominic Toretto.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It is. If you don't like this, if you can't get into this, like, I just feel like you don't have a pulse. Again, I understand that there are people that are upset that are not upset, but like, unwilling to engage with this because it's Saudi Arabia and like this whole sports washing thing. And, the fact that they don't agree with the country's actions or politics or whatever. And again, yeah, I mean, all of that stuff is bad, and there are definitely a lot of really terrible things that have happened. At the same time, I think you have to take a look in the mirror and realize that, there's a lot of terrible shit happening all over the place. And, yes, I agree that these are more in recent memory with Saudi Arabia, and especially like there's certain things that are still happening to this day, or certain policies that are still in place that are still happening to this day that are very unfortunate and pretty gross. But this is not the same as like them cherry picking Premier League players for the Saudi League and just throwing impossible amounts of money at them so that they really just can't say no. And like, taking them from a storied league that's been around for hundreds of years, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not just, oh, we're going to just throw insane amounts of money at top talent and have them come play here so they can't play for you. This is a one-off tournament where they are throwing insane amounts of money, probably the biggest investment, probably the biggest single competitive investment into esports in the industry's history, to play in something that doesn't exist anywhere else. So this isn't just them saying, hey, Cristiano Ronaldo is now going to come play for Saudi Arabia, where the competition is different, the league has no history, yada, yada, yada. This is putting esports on probably the most expensive stage it's ever been on, and quite frankly, there's nobody else in the world who's willing to do this. So I don't think anybody should feel bad about wanting to enjoy it and wanting to engage with it, because there are no other options like this. This is the only shop in town, and they're trying to make it into a new institution. And I think that's something that's admirable, and I think it goes beyond the traditional kind of stigma of like sports washing, because this is something that just doesn't exist anywhere else.
No, couldn't agree more. And we've seen even Riot, huge company, one of the biggest esports in the world for many, many years, has literally come forth and said, listen, we're going to have a break in the schedule. We are not going to hold any of our teams that want to compete and go play. Like, if they don't want to go for any sort of reason, we'll honor that. But if they want to go, completely up to them. We're not going to hold them. You know what I mean? They go. Mainly because the money, like you said, is so ridiculous. It's the most expensive stage, like you said. And in an esports world that we're living in now, an esports reality where so many shops are closing up, I mean, this can literally save a couple orgs, including big orgs like Team Liquid, which has been very vocal about. It's like, we are definitely going because we want to keep jobs and we want to keep people in this business.
Yep.
And like you said, it's the only shop in town. If you want to try and deter people from going, why don't you throw something like this and put up a big cash stack, and you know what I mean? And you can have it your way.
There are multiple multi-billionaire esports org owners who bought them just because like they were collecting Funko Pops, because they were like, oh, the other billionaires are buying esports orgs, I want one too. And like they're just, they're picking up prize out of a claw machine, not really knowing or caring or really nurturing the esports industry or culture. And again, like, yeah, there are some skeletons in some closets there that are still hanging and are still there. But at the same time, you can't deny that this is life-changing money for players. It is potentially job, career, and institution-saving money for the orgs. And there's a lot of prestige that's going around. So, I mean, I can't imagine that there are even a fraction of the viewers coming from like the Saudi side of things. The majority of viewers are going to be coming from North America and Europe, and APAC. But like, you know what I mean? If Steve Ballmer or I don't know, Rick Fox or the ownership, the Violas who own FlyQuest or whatever wanted to do something like this, they could. They could do it in any of the incredibly large, multi-billion-dollar sports arenas that we have in the States, but they're not going to. Like, nobody's coming to save you from big bad Saudi Arabia, who is putting bajillions of dollars into effect to create something that wasn't there before. And it's not like they're making the Saudi CDL. It's not like they're saying, hey, we're going to take business and eyeballs away from the CDL or from the LCS or from the LEC or whatever. It's a temporary event. It's a once a year event that we're committing to creating a new lineage for and having history to move forward with. And it's great that Riot gave the players a break, because then they don't have to choose. They say, hey, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can go play for an insane amount of money and get this experience, and also rub elbows with some of the greatest players in the world. FlyQuest gets to go and rub elbows with T1 again. You know what I mean? Like, they're playing G2 tomorrow. They're going straight to playing G2. They don't have to play other LCS teams or whatever. Like, they already proved that they're a nasty team, and they're there, and they're going to be playing G2. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, FlyQuest hasn't posted anything about it. I don't know if they have kind of any reservations or regrets about being at the EWC, or who amongst the players on that roster are actually going to be represented. I really hope it's not just the Challengers roster. Like, that would be really disappointing. Or if it's like a mishmash of the two because they couldn't get everybody to commit. I do hope it's the full roster, but this is a stage that just wasn't there before. And make no mistake about it, it could be if the people who owned these esports orgs really did give a fuck, but they don't, and they won't. So let's just enjoy the ride. Let's celebrate these players having this opportunity, and let's root for them potentially making life-changing money in the process. I don't understand what's so hot about that.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think it's, call me crazy. I think it's good that it's in almost a neutral. I say neutral in a sense where, esports in Saudi Arabia hasn't been a hub. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not in Dallas, Texas. It's not in Los Angeles, California. It's not in, I don't know, London, England, or Seoul, Korea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in kind of a place where we didn't really see esports, but, they're willing to throw out big money. I think it's cool that it's over, in Asia, where it's closer to China, closer to Japan, closer to more cultures that are all in on esports.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas America is not fully there. Europe is a little closer, but not there. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's a celebration. It's kind of like the Olympics. And honestly, I think after seeing all this stuff about the trophies, I think seeing all the hype that's coming around, I think it's actually going to turn into probably the most historic and prestigious esports event that everyone wants to go to.
Yeah, totally.
They don't want to go to the Olympics and play their I don't know, fictitious archery and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like they want to go to Riyadh, go to Saudi Arabia, and compete in the Esports World Cup every year. If it continues to be a yearly event, I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah, I hope it does. I mean, I was watching the opening ceremonies and like the intros for Warzone earlier today, and they had 5,000-6,000 people watching, which is like, it's day one. It's still kind of gaining steam, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, that's a pretty modest amount, but I think it's great, and they have some incredible casting talent. Shout out to Dandro, friend of the program, friend in real life, who was helping was on the casting team for Warzone. He was killing it. Enigma, Andrew, he was doing a great job as well. And yeah, I mean, like I said, and like you were saying, like this is a great opportunity. And if we don't take it, like if North America, if Cloud9 or FlyQuest or, I think actually Fnatic's NA roster is there too for Warzone. Like they have an NA based team. If North America sits around and like clutches our pearls and is like, we can't go to Saudi Arabia to play something, that's just yet another opportunity that we're passing up on, that EU and APAC is taking and is getting better because of it. They're growing their industry while we sit here and we rest on our laurels and say, or not even, there's no laurels to rest on, but North America is going to go, ew, I can't go play in Saudi Arabia, while meanwhile steel is sharpening steel, where the best European and the best Asian players in the world are kicking the shit out of each other and getting better because of it. They're improving their craft, and they're going to have even more money to go around. You can't pass that stuff up. You need to get a piece of the pie. It's too big of an opportunity to pass up.
Yeah, and I mean, water rises all ships. Like you said, FlyQuest is going to be buddying up with T1 again, and as well, let's say there's probably a lot of Warzone fans that watch Warzone and don't actually watch, League of Legends or Apex or, I don't know. I'm trying to think what other games are there. I mean, Valorant and stuff like that. They're going to be watching, then they're going to turn to League of Legends or Valorant and be like, oh, what's this? Like, what's this game? Oh, there's guns in Valorant. Oh, that's cool. I mean, it's just growing different esports, and I think it's so cool, man. I think it's such a cool celebration. I mean, you're showing pictures right now and stuff on stream. I mean, it looks really cool. And I mean, there's a lot of cool stories coming already. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to watch this weekend. Super long weekend. And it's going to be fucking really cool.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm flipping through a couple of tabs for just different topics that we wanted to talk about. But this is just one of the great moments that we had from the Esports World Cup today. And like storylines are unfolding each and every day. I mean, obviously today was day one. But so Team Destroy was one of the Warzone teams. They're currently, I think, in 11th place out of like 25. So they're kind of middle of the pack right now. I think they lost their first game. They won their second one. This was the win. So Destroy, who is the Warzone pro, had to be hospitalized in Saudi Arabia, unfortunately. It sounds like he's making a speedy recovery, and he is planning on playing the rest of the tournament. His brother, Jay, is out in Riyadh with him, and emergency last-minute subbed in for him, and this is what happened.
A weird angle and says, I'm going to make a play through gas. We talk about resources.
All right,
he actually goes actually rogue.
Gas mask.
Doesn't seem like
you got to be able to make these rotations, especially with this.
Oh my God!
He's gonna win.
Wait, he's gonna win. Jay's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
Stable Jay versus Oki playing
got knocked.
in the
Yes,
gas
yes,
up
yes.
I think he knows he got knocked. I think he knows he got knocked.
Where'd he go? Hold on.
Jay tries to make it
Yes! Stable Jay! Let's go, baby! Oh my God! There we go! Oh my God! My money! Yes, sir!
Dude.
Wow, we love that. We love that. The storylines.
I do this.
How crazy is that, dude?
That's insane. That's so cool. I mean, we got the Repulse cast watching it.
Yep.
It's fun. It's funny. Destroy's a long time Call of Duty player. He's played a lot of like S&D chows and stuff. And his
Yep.
little brother, I mean, looks picture for picture, smaller version of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
And he tweeted out, I'm in the hospital in Saudi not feeling well, and my little brother is clutching up for me on stage. I love you, Jay. You're the best. I was there with you in spirit. And like that, I literally got like, I could feel myself tearing up. Like that is what the fuck it's all about, man. And like these players are having these incredible moments that you just can't get anywhere else. And for Destroy's brother to come in and clutch up like that and to take a game for Team Destroy to like keep them in the conversation, that's like literally every hair on my arm is standing up right now just talking about it again. Like that's an incredible moment. So shout out to Stable J, shout out to Destroy. I hope he's feeling better because that's incredible. I mean, you better be buying your brother a nice steak dinner after that because that is absolutely remarkable. So yeah, shout out to them. And the storylines, it's only day one and we've already got great moments like this.
Yeah, day one. And I mean, I'm sure, we know it's a massive prize pool overall. I wonder how much that win won that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I assume him subbing in for that one game and winning that one game,
Yeah.
I mean, potentially won this guy tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I don't know the total prize pool. You know what I mean? It's like one game like that. And like you said, subbing in on a stage that big. I mean, this is the highest Warzone has ever been on a pedestal. Subbing in for your sick brother and then winning it for your team.
That is the definition of ice water in the veins from Stable J there. I mean, talk about being stable. Like that dude was solid as a rock. Got in there, clutched up, got the W. I mean, and like even if you go look at Jay's socials versus Destroy's, obviously Destroy is a well-known creator. You know, he's got like 70,000 followers on Twitter, and then you look at Jay's, he has like 1,000. Like a free agent, obviously an incredibly talented player, but like relatively unknown compared to his brother, but people are going to know his name now, and I guarantee you he gets signed to a World Series of Warzone roster or something like that because that was an absolutely... I mean, that's going to go on every highlight reel, for the next 5 years of Warzone. I mean, it's incredible. So I'm just happy that we got stuff like that.
Yeah, like you said, super cool, and awesome for Jay.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's listen to some voicemail, shall we? Ooh. We were going to talk about the Elden Ring pause button thing, but I don't really want to do that, so we can wait till next week. We can talk about that with Bob. 617-701-7678, the WGG Internet Dad Sauce line. Leave us a voicemail, and we'll listen to it live on the show. I think we actually have 2 Coleman voicemails. I think he left one last week, but obviously I was here. And here we go. All right.
Hey boys, Coleman here. Hope everyone is ready to get trashed on America's birthday and celebrate how we stomped England in 1776. Well, that wasn't the year we did it, but everyone gets what I'm saying. My question for you guys this week, I would just like to know if there would be a possibility that we would get another type of like toe stream, like how you guys used to do back in the day with Chris when we played, I think it was Phasmophobia. Maybe down the road, once everyone's schedules get a little more solid, you guys could do a three-way stream of some sort of game. I think that'd be really fun. I miss the community streams every now and again. Dom, I've been loving the streams you've been doing lately. I hope everyone has a great 4th. Keep all your fingers. Have a good one, guys. Love you as always.
Thank you, Coleman. And yeah, going to be a great 4th. Looking forward to that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, especially when CFB25 comes out, you know, maybe we'll Tiggy, maybe if some of the guys in the league broadcast their games or something like that, maybe we do a little like quad boxing. We'll do like a little CFB red zone. Call a couple plays. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that even works, but I would. Yeah, I'm always down. You know, it depends as long as the baby's in bed and you know, and I've got some time on my hands. I'm always up to game. So
yeah, that'd be cool. I think another one. I mean, every group of friends is kind of playing this right now. We mentioned a little bit, but Chained Together. That'd be extremely fun. We'd get at each other's throats, and you know, I'm sure it'd be pretty funny to play. So
100%. All right, yeah, this is the Coleman voicemail from last week.
Hey, boys, Coleman here. Thought I'd hit the Wicked Good hotline this week because I'm stuck in a wreck right now. I don't have anything else to do.
So was I.
So I'll drop off my mostly weekly voicemail. With the Summer Olympics coming up, I got an Olympic-themed question for you guys. If you had to compete against a group of other average people around your age in one event, which event do you think you could take home the gold for your country in? I personally think it's archery. I could outcompete other average Joes at archery as long as they weren't from my area and were also bow hunters. But anyway, I'd love to hear what your guys' special event would be. Love you guys as always. Have a great week. Stay hydrated. Love you guys.
That is a fucking incredible question. So if you had to pick an Olympic event and you'd be competing against similarly skilled and similarly aged people, not like against a Michael Phelps or, you know, whatever, what would the event be? What would be your best athletic effort?
So I immediately go to I think I can launch a baseball extremely far. You know what I mean? Like I worked a summer camp and I was a hockey counselor, but we had like a kind of a games thing against the other counselors, and I would win like the long toss from center field, hit home plate. You know what I mean? So I can launch a ball far. I'm trying to look up what this thing is called. One person I follow does this for the Olympics.
Okay.
And I can't even find her, but she basically does a lot of events. Like, I don't know what it's called, but she does like I think it's like 3 or 4 events she does. And it's like a running event. It's like a discus throwing event. So she does a lot of things. It would be that. I don't know what it's called, but for answering sake, I would say, what is that? The ball,
the handball,
what is it? It's when you like hold it.
Oh, like the shot put.
Shot put. I think I could beat someone in shot put, my age, my stature, like similar skills. I think that could be my sport.
Dude, I think I'm just gonna go boxing. I think I'm going boxing, dude. I think I'll slap somebody around. I'm just saying. I mean, if I gotta like scrap with somebody my size, my age, my like, you know, my fitness level, know what I mean? Like, I'll get in there.
I love that,
dude. I'm getting a couple licks in. I might not be, you know, I'm not gonna be sucking the canvas anytime soon. But I mean, I might be able to put some. I could still scrap. So I mean, you know, I'm just saying. You know, if we ever do and again, it's like, who was this guy that took a couple boxing classes when he was a teenager and got into a couple of fights in high school and hasn't really fought anybody since? Yeah, let's get that guy. Like that's my criteria. So you know what I mean. But I think that's my best bet. I'm not going to be doing BMX. You know what I mean? And like break all my limbs. But I mean, I can take a couple shots. I like to think I got a good chin on me. So, you know,
that's a pretty good resume in itself for boxing. You know what I mean? Like everyone dreams of beating someone up like Jack Reacher. You know what I mean? Like everyone dreams about that. Everyone through. It's like there's the exit. possible intruder. Here we go. Like, what's going to happen? You know, you're playing it through your head like Sherlock Holmes discombobulate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you've actually taken lessons and you've gone through it a little bit. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've never been in a freaking fist fight outside the bar or anything like that, you know, or I got no
outside
idea.
The bar. Outside the bar.
I'm outside, inside, in the bathroom. I mean, who knows?
You know.
But
who's to say?
I feel like I got a good stature. No idea. No, I mean, I'm throwing leg kicks like I'm freaking Alex Pereira. I don't know. I don't care. I'll scratch. I'll punch in the groins. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's an anything goes, any given Sunday. You know, hungry dogs run faster type of deal. And yeah, I mean, you know, so what? A couple of those practices, those training sessions ended up with me puking outside the gym. Who's to say? But I'm just saying.
Just blowing your nose.
Yeah, I'm not going to be swimming like a 400 meter or relay or something like that. I mean, it's not happening. Yeah. I'm going to be in there. I'm going to look like a newborn cat. You know, so. But yeah, thank you, Coleman, for the voicemail. That was great. That was a great one to have Bob on for. I'm sad because you'd be like, "Oh, dude, give me the weightlifting arena, dude." We'll ask him next week.
Give me the 600-pound deadlift. I'll lift that right over my head.
Yeah. Listen, if you give me a couple cortisone shots on my knees, I'm getting in there. I guarantee it. I need it. We're gonna ask him that. We're gonna replay that voicemail next week for Bob and see what he says.
Okay.
All right, let's land the train. All right, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Q, Marco, thank you so much for the bits. Q, thank you for the resub. Speakeasy, thank you for the resub. We appreciate you. We had a handful of viewers today, so really appreciate all of you guys. And hope that you guys enjoyed the kind of different, not like a different format, but, you know, trying something new, watching some videos, doing kind of like live commentary on things. I think that helps to break it up and, you know, obviously helps to fuel the content machine. So it's not just our voices that you're hearing. And also go to Patreon, patreon.com/wickedgoodgaming. Give us your money, and it will help create better things for the show. Tiggy, what do you got?
Just want to thank you again, Dom. I mean, thank everyone here watching and listening. It's been a great time. I'm excited. America's birthday is tomorrow. And I know sometimes I joke about my service, but this, like, I feel extremely honored and prideful that I'm able to share what little valor I have with the men and women who have lost their lives, not only protecting, but have gotten us this great nation that, you know, we step foot on every day. And, you know, a lot of people, I think, take it for granted, including myself some days. So, you know, I'm very happy and very honored to say I'm serving right now. And this weekend, I'm going to honor it by playing a shit ton of golf and drinking a lot of so and probably playing a little video games. But I'm thankful for all the heroes that came before me and stuff, and that got us here. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And as always, thank you for your service, Tiggy. Appreciate you. And, yeah, to everybody else that's out there, you know, we're celebrating the... You know, it's there's a number of different days that I feel like people always get mixed up, and you know, whether it's Veterans Day or Memorial Day and et cetera. But you know, in general, it's just a good day to kind of celebrate your freedom to drink beers and grill meats in your backyard. You know, there's lots of people that will post shit like, I don't think America deserves a birthday this year, or like, you know, if you don't like fireworks, you can get out of America. And shit like that, but just like shut up. Just enjoy your freedom to like be a moron online. You know, enjoy some time with family, and just don't take those moments for granted. You don't have to like go and thank somebody. You know, you don't have to do anything special, but like just take a minute to reflect on the things that you appreciate and the people around you, and you know, the people who got you to where you are. And I think that's the best way to celebrate the 4th. And obviously, don't lose any appendages either. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy birthday, America. And that's all we got. So that was episode 396 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Please don't lose any fingers before next week. We love you so much. And we'll see you next week.